Recently, somebody asked me, what are your thoughts about Kajabi and their SEO capabilities? And I'm assuming if you're here, you are either a Kajabi user or maybe you're thinking about diving into using Kajabi in your business. And while I have done a video or two about Kajabi before, and I'm not a huge fan of Kajabi as a whole, especially when it comes to using it for your website, I do want to talk about their SEO. So Kajabi is an all-in-one solution. They have the courses and the membership options. You can use your email marketing with them, as well as your website, even have a blog or a podcast, all of the things. But it really primarily is a course and membership platform that kind of added on these other things, which means it does have some minor limitations when it comes to designing and SEO. You might run into some formatting limitations when it comes to your headings and text and correctly optimizing for SEO, because you really only want one heading one or formatted like H1 heading on each page. But if you're wanting to have some kind of big call out on the page, you're either gonna have to use H2 and it may not be as large as you want, or you're gonna have to use an additional H1 on that page. This isn't a huge penalty. It's not like Google's gonna shut down your site or ban you from search results. But when it comes to best practices, that is a little bit limiting. And Kajabi also does not have any type of SEO guidance plugins like WordPress does, which neither does Squarespace. So it's not like they're the only ones without it, but you will just have to know what you're doing when it comes to SEO and optimizing your pages and posts. Like I mentioned, Kajabi has a blog feature, so you can absolutely blog, which is a great way to build up more search rankings and get your site found in Google more, but they do not have an export feature when it comes to exporting your blog posts. So if in the future you want to move to WordPress or Squarespace or something else, you'll have to move those manually. And while that in itself doesn't have anything to do with SEO, it's just a feature that really drives me nuts about Kajabi. And if you are worried about SEO, most likely you are going to blog at some point. And so that just is another headache to think about. And again, you don't have those blogging tools that you would have inside WordPress. And again, I'm not a WordPress only person. I also recommend Squarespace, Show It, Shopify, depending on your situation. But WordPress does have, those plugins that can help. You can add all sorts of features and you have a lot of tools at your disposal. One of the key things you'll also need to do on your website is optimize those images before you upload. Because again, you don't have like the plugins like you do with WordPress. So you want to make sure you are compressing those images before you upload so that your site speed is not affected. All in all, Kajabi's SEO is pretty decent, especially if you know what you should be doing to optimize your content on your website. There are just a few minor things that I wish they had built in. The good news is that Google does not determine rankings based on your platform. So they're not going to see, oh, your website's on Kajabi. Sorry, you don't get to show up in search results. That's not how it works. They care about having good quality content, making sure your site is good, reputable, that you are showing that you are an authority in your industry or your niche. So focus on that if you really want to use Kajabi for your website. If you're totally new to Kajabi and you're like, okay, so how do I even optimize my site? Kajabi's Help Center actually does have a good SEO resource to kind of walk you through different places to optimize in the backend of your Kajabi account. I will link to that down below in the video description. If you have any questions about Kajabi or just general questions about SEO, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, give this video a thumbs up and I will see y'all next time.